Hi, I'm Stephen, and welcome to an energy talk about need mudra with the Perfect Pendulum.
Hi, I'm Linda, both of us from the School of Energy Awareness. One of the things that we offer is the Perfect Pendulum, and Stephen's going to demonstrate today the instruction about using need mudra. So those of you who have a pendulum, perhaps this will enlighten you a little. For those who perhaps use a different pendulum, maybe this will also give you some ideas about using your pendulum. As you can see, we've got some things here, and Stephen's going to show you the effects of and the importance of need mudra.
Okay, so a mudra is a position. It can involve any parts of your body, but it's usually your fingers. And need mudra is just with your thumb and index finger touching, the other fingers pointing up and the palm of your hand facing forwards. And what need mudra does to the energy in your body is it makes you more aware of whatever you really need in your life. So as you'll see in front of me, we have various drinks. This is red wine, this is white wine, this is coffee, and this is tea. And I'm just going to demonstrate how need mudra affects your energy responses with respect to these different kinds of drinks. So
just before Stephen starts, you may not have ever considered using a mudra with your pendulum, but it's very important to have quality control when you're using a pendulum. And a mudra is a very, very important way to quality control. You're tuning into the energy of the thing you're testing and tuning into your own energy body.
And as you may know, if you already have a perfect pendulum or an omega pendulum, this doesn't involve any thinking. As soon as you start thinking about is something good for you or bad for you, your awareness starts to become weaker. And energy awareness is all about making your awareness stronger. So these are mindless tests, okay?
And the mudra replaces the mind. So there's no questions asked. The mudra tunes you into the question, do I need this?
Okay, so I'm now going to demonstrate what we're talking about. So first of all, I'm looking at the red wine. I get the pendulum swinging backwards and forwards. And now looking at the wine, I do need mudra. And the pendulum changes direction, and it's going now in a clockwise direction. Okay, now to contrast that, I'm going to now look at the white wine, start the pendulum going backwards and forwards. I open the mudra in between one subject and the next subject. Looking at the white wine, I close need mudra again, and now the pendulum is going in the opposite direction. That's anti-clockwise. Why is it different? Well, the reason is when I look at this red wine, my energy is saying yes. What that means is some areas of my energy, so energy awareness involves becoming more aware of your energy, so I can feel my heart energy expanding, getting stronger here when I look at the red wine. But if you can't feel that, you can use a pendulum with need mudra, and it automatically detects the fact that your energy is becoming stronger in a part of your body according to whatever you're looking at. Now, when I look at the white wine and I'm doing need mudra, now it says no, and the energy around my face is contracting, and that means my energy, some of my energy is becoming weaker. So my energy body is saying no to white wine. Now, this might not seem very important, but when you start making lots of choices that are weakening, which people tend to do because they're not aware of their own energy as a rule. So let's say someone drinks a lot of white wine, and if it affects their energy around here, this is called the energy center for relationships. So, if you drink white wine, it's affecting your relationship energy. You can get into maybe arguments or feel bad about people, get relationship problems. Whereas red wine, if you have a different kind of alcohol as a rule, it makes your heart energy stronger. You feel better, you feel happier, you're more engaged with what's going on. So it might seem like a trivial difference, red wine, white wine, whatever, but in fact your energy is fundamentally affected in different ways if you have these particular responses that I just had. Doesn't mean you will have. Your energy might respond completely differently. You might be no to both of these, or you might be yes to both of these. There's no rule. Everyone's energy is personal to them.
And people's energy changes as well. So it's really a good discipline to test need mudra. You get the bottle of wine, you're about to pour yourself a glass, just quickly test. So this isn't, I tested good for red wine, so I'm good on red wine for the rest of my life. You're a living being, your energy is changing all the time, depending on the choices you're making. And so it's a really important discipline just to test. You come down in the morning and you think you're going to have tea, you test, and then you find that coffee is the one you need. And your mind might not like that. Your mind doesn't like having its ideas challenged, but that's what your awareness is for. And need mudra really tunes your awareness into what is really good for me, what do I need. So let's see the tea and coffee choice.
Speaking of wine, cheers, need mudra also responds to quantity when you've had enough. So let's say you get yes to red wine, and then you have a glass of red wine, and then maybe you think, well, I'd like another glass. And you test again with need mudra, and then it can change to a no. Because your energy body is now saying, no, any more wine than that first glass is now weakening me. So that was not just about, is it good or bad for me? It's have I had enough?
And the less you use your mind, the more you can hear your body responses. So let's see, you come down in the morning, you thought you were going to have some green tea.
Well, everyone knows green tea is good for them. Lots of science. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of scientific papers saying green tea is good for all kinds of things. Here's some green tea, organic green tea. You can't get better than organic green tea. So now I'm swinging the pendulum. I'm doing need mudra. And the pendulum has gone to no. That means that is weakening my energy. And in fact, it weakens my energy around here, around my throat, also lower down, my upper abdomen. So for me, green tea is not good.
So you go to the cupboard and you get out the coffee and you don't listen to what your mind is chuntering on about. You just test the coffee.
So I'm looking at the coffee. I do need mudra. And now my energy is saying yes, and that's making my energy stronger all around my head. So it's a completely different response. Again, these are both organic. Sometimes we get different responses with need mudra to different types of the same thing, organic or inorganic. But for me personally, this is actually quite consistent. Hasn't changed for many years in this particular case. So coffee, I'm pretty much always, yes, I need this. Obviously, there's a quantity limit. There's a place where the answer becomes no, just because I've had enough. And again, for me personally, green tea is weakening. And this is the power of need mudra. It's not just about drinks. It's about anything. It's about the clothes you're wearing, the car you're thinking of buying, the place you're thinking of moving to. It's about maybe the boyfriend you're thinking of marrying.
The job you're about to apply for or you've been offered.
It can be anything at all. Does my energy say yes, get stronger, or does my energy say no? And the trouble is we're so much in our heads, we're always trying to figure things out, or maybe we feel really good about something. I really want this. But just because you really want something doesn't necessarily mean it's good for you. People often really want things or even have intuitions that something is a good idea and it turns out to be a very bad idea. And that's because energy awareness is not the same as what your mind is telling you. It's not the same as how you're feeling. It's not the same as what you're intuiting. It is purely what it sounds like, which is being aware of what your energy is doing when you're focusing your attention on that subject in your life. So always try to be energy aware. The Perfect Pendulum is a great way to start. It's trainer wheels for developing your awareness further. It makes it very clear how your energy is responding, and there comes a point later when you'll even start to feel your energy concretely, not intuitively, but very, very clearly once you've used the pendulum enough. But for now, every time you make a choice that you need to make, as opposed to just doing what you want to make or believe that you should make, every time you do that, you're feeding your energy, and as your energy becomes stronger, your life becomes better in all kinds of ways.
So just to recap, You will already have known what your yes and no direction is with your pendulum. If you don't know how to do that, we have another video showing you how to figure out your yes and no direction. You know your yes and no direction. You hold the thing, you hold your pendulum, not over your finger like that, but like that. You look at the thing. You don't need to hold it over it, anything like that. You make the mudra.
Empty mind, no questions.
And green tea's no good for me either. So that's a very, very simple thing to do, and a very, very simple way to really improve the quality of your energy testing.